All right, welcome to another segment of Footy Talks, where I talk about football content around the world and what's going on and whatnot. And today I actually want to talk about yesterday's UCL semifinal match against the Milan sides, and I think the game was a little more interesting than at least than I expected. Um, I expected a fairly more even game from both sides. I think I expected more attack by AC Milan, but it just didn't really happen like that from the get go. It only took 11 minutes for Inter to have a secure lead, and it could have easily been 4 or 5 within the first 30 minutes. I think that they definitely caught AC Milan off guard, and they weren't really, AC Milan wasn't really able to recover after that. I think that AC Milan's attack was a little shaky. They had a Liao shaped hole in their attack. Like they definitely needed Liao up there to help out, and their 2 shots on target just went to show that. They did have 1 or 2 brilliant moments, especially when Tonali hit the crossbar, the side wall of the goalpost, but it wasn't anything good enough for at least for expectations that I have for Milan. AC Milan just didn't show up that day, especially a game that's technically considered a home game advantage. It didn't really feel like that. It definitely felt like Inter were the better side on the day. And if this game goes to show anything that we should expect from the second leg, Inter definitely win comfortably. Um, I think that as far as AC Milan goes, they definitely need they definitely make sure Leao is back or have a different approach in terms of attack. Like a part of me wants to say, Leao needs to be back, but you also don't want to pressure him into coming back from injury way too early. But they clearly need some type of reinforcement up front. Origi and every Giroud up front, which Giroud up front for AC Milan is nothing like Giroud up front for the France team. He just didn't look the same type of character, and he needs to step a little more, in my opinion. So those Origi, I thought Origi was really well played on that left, but at the same time he needed to apply a little more. Diaz was also up there. It looked like a crazy mess for AC Milan. I definitely think that their attack needed a little more boosting, and maybe that's also something they should look at for the summer. But yeah, in terms of Inter, I thought Inter was just well rounded all around. Their attack was great, their defense was great. Um, Jack obviously with the killer goal. I thought that his goal was an amazing one. To be able to muscle off a defender the way he did, and then just kick the ball volley straight into the top corner was amazing in my opinion. I think it just went to show Inter's dominance throughout the whole game, and I think Inter also, even though they had a great display, they should also be at fault for something because they could have easily made it 3 or 4 to finish off AC Milan just from the first leg, but they didn't. They had some unlucky attempts, and they also had a cheeky little flop by Lisandro Martinez, within I think it was like the 15th minute where he fell and flopped, and he was almost gifted a penalty, but obviously VAR took that back. But yeah, I think Inter were the better side on the day. They definitely played a lot better, and AC Milan definitely needs to work on a different attacking approach, and if not at the very least have Leao back. I think Leao definitely needs to be back, and since we're talking about Leao, I think it's also being fair to mention that Leao today signed an extension on his contract for AC Milan, and which would keep him at AC for a little while longer, and I think that's good for Milan. Milan definitely need um, him in attack. It looks like he's the starting up of their attack, but they definitely need more reinforcements going forward in attack. But defensively they were pretty decent. I thought AC Milan weren't like too horrible. They just really couldn't have the approach. They had a lot of possession within game, and I think it was to show with their 58% possession compared to Inter's 42, but they just didn't have anything to show for it. When it came to transitioning from defense to attack, it wasn't really there. So yeah, I definitely think those if they want to be serious about the second half, either they change the style of play for the second leg of the semifinals, or they change something. But Inter are rolling through AC Milan in their last. I believe it's their last three games against AC Milan. They've managed to win without conceding once, so that just goes to show Inter's ability against AC Milan, where they stand as both teams are. And as it looks like right now, it looks like Inter is one of the finalists for this Champions League at Istanbul. But what do you guys think? Who do you guys back in the second leg, Inter or AC Milan?